Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, all my LinkedIn viewers. Welcome, YouTube. I've been going live simultaneously on YouTube and LinkedIn, and I've been really getting more YouTube people. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you all are watching me on LinkedIn, I do extended versions. I do more videos on YouTube. So, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Same thing, it's Latrice Hub. All right. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, I am Latrice Huff, career and leadership coach to ambitious women of color. It is my mission and my movement to put more money and more women of color in leadership roles. I help you increase your income and salary by improving your personal brand. So, what we're going to talk about today is really how to enjoy your leadership role. And this topic of like the mistakes that are keeping women of color from loving their leadership role has come up because I serve primarily women of color. I do work with men. I get this question a lot. So I do have male clients. I do work with men, but the bulk of my clients are women of color. And there are some commonalities. There's some things I noticed either when they come to me, they're already in a leadership role, or they come to me to get in leadership or further in. But what I find is that once they're in these roles, it does not bring them the they were thinking of, that happy feeling that I've made it feeling. In fact, a lot of them feel even more stressed, like they need to work even harder. And that's actually not the case. So this came up. I had a couple clients this week. Well, the last week because today's Monday, but a couple clients last week, and they were in these leadership roles, making six figures, multiple six figures in leadership, supervising, and really just hating every minute of it. So, what I want to talk about here is if you're in a leadership role or if you're looking to get into leadership, how can you actually love that role? That's what we're going to talk about today. All right. Give me a hey, hi. If you're joining us, give me a hey, give me a hi. Let me know where you're joining in from. Also, be sure to share this out. I'm dropping knowledge. Be sure to share, tag someone who needs to hear this, whether they're in leadership or looking to go into leadership. They're going to want to hear this because it's not just about the money. It is not just about the title. It is about you making an impact, but feeling good about what you're doing. If you're in a role that drains you, what is the point? If you don't have enough energy after the end of the day or the end of the week to enjoy your life, then what is the point? Right? Like you're not even enjoying the fruits of your labor. So I'm going to share this with you all really quickly, because these are just some quick takeaways to make sure that, hey, you're not doing these things. And if you are making these mistakes, let's correct them. I do want to share with you all that if you're looking to transition specifically out of government, I have a webinar, a free workshop coming up on Thursday on how to successfully transition out of government as a woman of color. Just put pivot in the comments and I will send you that link. Either me or my sister will put the link in the comments as well, so you all can just click on it. But if you put pivot in the comments, I'll send it directly to you. This is for you or anyone you know who is in government. And y'all know, I may do this whole thing on these good government jobs, that I would say now is the time to transition. If you're looking to transition, now is the time. And you can still, if you're in leadership, you can still stay in leadership. And let me say this before I get into these mistakes. Um, Starting off, I describe leadership as influence, impact, and income. Are you making an influence? What impact you have? And you should be making the income of a leader as well. You do not need to always supervise to be a leader. You don't need to supervise more people to be a leader. You can be a high level individual contributor. I have clients making 250 upwards to 300, over $300,000, and they do not have any direct reports. So let me say that going into this. Certain thing, you don't need any direct reports. You can be a high level individual contributor and still be a leader. You can also have a big influence on people without directly supervising. If you are directly supervising, you definitely want to tune in and listen to this, because I've noticed too that leaders, especially women of color who lead, tend to make these same mistakes, which lead to them being dissatisfied or unhappy in their role. All right. So we're going to dive right in. The first mistake I've noticed is that you think you need to know how to do everything. Let me tell you what I mean. You think you need to know how to do everybody's job. If you're over, two departments, let's say marketing and PR, you're like, I need to know how to do every single thing. I need to know how to go in and do the graphics. I need to know, I hear this a lot. I need to know every person's job. You do not. You do not need to know how to do every person's job that is under you. What you need to know is how to get the job done, meaning call a temp agency, hire for that, get a person in the interim. You do not need to actually do the job yourself, okay? I think it helps somewhat, but it can also hinder, because I've noticed people who know how to do the jobs of their staff will start doing the job of their staff. Your staff sitting home, taking vacation, not doing anything, not answering Slack messages, and you're sitting here doing their work. That will cause you to burn out and actually start to hate your role. So that is mistake number one, is thinking that you need to know how to do every person's job under you. And even doing that job, if they leave, if they're just lazy, if they're on vacation, if they just don't feel like it, you're like, oh, I have to do this. Not the case. And I've seen women, competent, amazing leaders, start thinking like, oh, well, because I don't know how to do this particular role or this particular element that I oversee, I'm going to go get training on it. No, you need to become a better leader. You need to know how to, and I'm going to go over some of these other things. This is what you need to do, not sit here and learn how to do every task and every job that person does. Let me know if this makes sense, because this is something that I get a lot from women of like, oh, even when they're applying for other roles, they're like, well, I don't know how to be over finance. I've never done that before. Well, if you're over, but you are maybe in operations, they have an expert in finance. You need to know overall and what it looks like in their impact on the company. You do not need to know every single person's job and how to do it. You will not know it. You won't know it. Okay. Mistake number two, and this is a big one, to what keeps you from loving your leadership role, is thinking that you need to own every mistake, but not every win. And this is what I see. Anything that the team does wrong, any issue, you own that. That's accountability on you. And I've seen women take it so personally if they make a mistake. If a team member makes a mistake, if a team member is out on leave or medical leave, they're like, oh my God, like it's just all on them. But then when the team does something amazing, like meets the goals, exceeds the goals, brings in additional revenues, has additional savings that was unexpected, they don't take credit for it. They're like, well, no, this particular person did this. Latrice did this, instead of, no, the team I oversaw did this, so I can take credit for it. And let me tell you, if you're only taking credit for the mistakes of yourself and your team and not the wins, you will burn out, you will resent your team, you will start to resent your boss, and you will start to not see yourself as a leader. It has to be a balance. And I'm not saying don't take accountability. I'm saying if you have to take accountability of the losses, you have to take accountability of the wins too. It needs to be more balanced. And this is one thing that I tell my clients too. Yes, you can put the wins of your team on your resume. You're not saying that you went in and did the spreadsheet, but if that spreadsheet saved $100,000, then yes, you can take credit for that. I had one of my clients, her staff member found like $1 million error and saved the company $1 million. Like, y'all would be shocked how many women come to me and they're like, well, this was like an error. Usually when what do you call it? When they're some sort of upgrade or changing new systems, is it's an error that usually is not found for several months to years. And this is a situation that happened. The person found it. It was $1 million savings for the company. As the leader, you can put that on your resume. You can put that on your review. You're not saying I did this. You're saying the team I oversee. This was a part of what my team did. Okay. So you can, if you're accountable for the losses and the mistakes, you're accountable for the wins. All right. You have to do this. If not, you're going to start beating down on yourself unnecessarily. All you're going to see is the mistakes and the things you didn't do instead of all the great things you and your team did do. All right. Let me know if this makes sense, y'all. All right, number 3, and this is the biggest. You don't delegate. This is the biggest mistake I see. And it's kind of all tied into number 1, like I think I got to do everything. People like especially newer managers, I noticed this, they're like I need to do the work. They're not used to strategizing, leading with influence and impact. Like because as a leader, you're going to have so many meetings, so many presentations, so much administrative stuff you need to do, so much strategic things you need to do. Your role is no longer now sitting in front of the computer typing in and entering data. You're now in this high level role, and again with more accountability and more responsibility, you have to delegate. You cannot continue to work the same way that you did before. When you go into leadership, there is a different work style, and you need to do that. So it involves delegating. And here's the thing, even if you do not supervise anyone, you still need to delegate. People are like, who do you can delegate to team members, you can delegate to different um departments. You should still be delegating. Okay, you should not be like I'm going to do everything myself. You are a leader now. You have different expectations and different accountability, and delegating is expected of you as a leader. Okay, so let me repeat that. Delegation is expected of you as a leader, that you are going to delegate. So if you ever see a whole list of duties and you're like, I don't know how I could do all this, that's not even the expectation 90% of the time. 90% of the time. All right. So those are the 3 mistakes. I wanted to make it quick. I wanted to give you all some quick feedback, get onto these mistakes, show you how you can start loving your leadership role, really see yourself as a leader. These are things that take time to implement, but they're quick tips and mistakes to be like, I'm doing this, then I need to stop, right? And again, just start taking it one by one, implementing them in your daily life. Takes practice, it can take some time, but for me to give these to you took what, 10-15 minutes. All right. If you all have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. Again, share this out, tag someone who needs it. And also, if you all want to attend the free workshop coming up on Thursday, and if you can't make it on Thursday, we will have the replay available for the week over the weekend on how to successfully transition out of government. Put pivot in the comments and we'll send you all that link. Have a great day, you all. Bye.